will be without a bottom title here bar. But okay, party system, party grouping system, and all that stuff, which we're going to have changing here. We mentioned it during the interview. We should probably go over real quick on some of the changes on that as well. This is not part of the Orsinium DLC. This is part of the patch coming up here as well. Probably doing a disservice catching at this at the end, but it's an interesting tidbit here. Now they're changing this over for the group finder here. So now you're going to have Alliance War, Dungeon, and Veteran Dungeon. They had mentioned that they're going to allow it eventually inside of Orsinium, that they did not include it. I was going to ask that as well, but I guess that got taken off. But anyways, basically you're going to be going into your group finding tools now, put in somebody, put in like what your roles are, and then start the search. You're going to have a new estimate for it. You can have the actual time that you have down below. Currently, it's unknown for PTS because guess what? There's no one that's in PTS to use this group finder tool to verify how it works and all that stuff. But you know, when it does work, it's going to start grouping people together, putting them in together. Oh, did you leave a group?
Yeah, because I wanted to play with the group finder.
Okay. Well, I'm currently queued up, so you go ahead and group find up and see if it puts us together. Fungal Grotto.
Okay. So here's something that's always bothered me, and it still does bother me.
Yeah.
So, Hero, let's say at the top where it says Dungeon Mode, I select Veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the drop-down, I just select Normal Dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
What dungeon is that going to put me in?
It's going to put you in the normal dungeon.
Really? Even though Dungeon Mode up top is on Veteran?
Yes. At least according to them, they said that what's going to happen is everyone's going to queue up. They're going to go ahead and do it. It's going to teleport you in automatically.
Well, yeah, no, but that's not my thing. It's just people are, you know, they don't know how to switch between Veteran and Normal. Why is Dungeon Mode even on here if it only matters if I select Dungeon or Veteran Dungeon in my activity group?
That is something they will be changing as well. They mentioned that as well, that they're going to eventually change it so that when you go over to a dungeon and you hover over it, when you do it, you're going to get the option to enter it as normal or as veteran.
Okay, because that's always been something really screwed. I've had a lot of people ask me that. Because, yeah, it's kind of hard. And I always told them, if you're doing a normal dungeon, just leave it on normal. If you're doing a veteran dungeon, change it to veteran. Just because it seemed matchy-matchy seemed to make sense. But really, I didn't know what happened if you didn't do that.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, were you doing normal fungal or veteran?
Yeah, just normal. Yeah, we may get into a group here as well, but if anyone else was in here as well, I don't know exactly if it's gonna, it has to wait for all 4 people to be ready.
Oh yeah, I don't know either.
So just go ahead and queue up and let's see. Maybe it'll put us together and then show us off when the next person's ready. But if it doesn't queue us, it's fine. We'll probably just take it as is. But I put myself in as multiple roles there just to see if something will kick in.
I just put myself as healer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll group us together because there's only 2 of us, right?
Yeah, if there's 4, there probably will. Now, what it should also show you here is like the estimated time, and like depending on what roles you do, it's going to show the estimated time for, like, let's say you choose only DPS, it's going to show the estimated time for a DPS person. If you choose only healer, it's going to show you the estimated time for a healer. If you put down a tank, the estimated time for a tank, etc. So you can know. And it should
take into consideration the amount of people online at the time, or
yes, yeah, exactly, yep. So that's one of the things that's going to change in there. Now, in addition to that, when they have the grouping tool working, you're going to have an additional reward for it at the end of it, or at the end of the dungeon for using it. That's going to be a daily reward. So basically, that's going to give you extra items. They're going to be adding in a new motif, the mercenary, which is going to give you laurels at the end of each dungeon as well for the crafting material. And the actual motif is going to be dropped from bosses or from those bags, from what I understand, or from chests, from undaunted chests.
So it's going to be from chests. And can I go on a little mini rant?
Okay.
So this is the same problem as those stupid crafting nodes. So I have my main character that I do dungeons with, that I play with, that I quest with, right? My crafting character I have not even put skill points into, except into my crafting abilities since Imperial City, right? She doesn't even know a darn bow attack.
Yeah.
So now I have to do these veteran dungeons, and I cannot find any of the stupid crafting material with my character if I send those crafting pages to my crafter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I can. There's like a 5% chance.
No, 50.
Right off the bat, if you know none?
I believe so, yeah.
I thought you had to know one for it to be 50%.
I think that you just had to know...
I think it's one. Ooh, I'm going to look this up.
Yeah, you probably should take a look at it. But from what I understand, they will still give you a good chance at getting them. It's just you have a higher chance if you've already got the motif item.
But Len,
which
I
makes
don't
sense.
even have a glass motif page yet.
I have several, but I understand where you're coming from in that.
Like, I can't afford to be wasting one on my character that doesn't know any traits or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's, with my luck, it'd be the one page that I can't find for 6 months again.
Yep. The
one that I never find duplicate of will be the one that I learned on my useless character. Well, yep. Useless for crafting character. And I just hate how they started the game one way and now all of a sudden it changes. Now all of a sudden I'm not allowed to have that crafting character at all because it just messes with the game. I'm not as likely to find stuff in chests. What's the other thing where I'm more likely to find it if I know more pages?
The laurels, yeah. The drops are gonna...
where it's like in chests.
Oh,
from
Orsinium
shards? No, it's from Orsinium. It's not the dungeons, though. It's one of the other ones.
It's one of the new sets here.
Akaviri. The other one.
The new
So, same deal. Yeah. I have to learn those pages on my character before I can find crap. Like, it just frustrates me that all of a sudden they flip the game upside down and this is how you used to be able to do your crafting to be efficient, and now you're screwed.
Well, I mean, to be honest, the way that I've always done my crafting, it doesn't affect me so much. I know it affects a lot of other people, but like what I've always done with my character is the main character I've always made to have at least like 10 in their 10 in their metalworking, or in 10 in their tailoring, and 10 in their woodworking, and then left the other ones blank. And then the other characters I put my improvement stuff on just so they can get those things up. And that's also how I do, like, do multiple crafting, writs and all that stuff each day. So now you have 30
skill points that you could have spent somewhere else on being awesome and doing another build.
Yeah,
like, I always had this dream, and it's always still been a dream because they always change something before I actually get to accomplish my dream. But I always had this dream where I could be a healer, and then for groups lower level than I could be their tank. So therefore I need some different skills, right?
Well, you should be able to do that still. But I mean,
with all these points into crafting, like, if you want to find the new alchemy water, you need to put 8 points there. Blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworking, that's 10 points each. So we're at 38 already. You want to find the new runes that are VR 15 and 16? That's another 9 points. Oh, hold on, it's 9 points, not 10 technically, because you get the first one free. So nonetheless, we're already at like 40 points already. You're pretty much spending 40 points just to be able to find the crap.
Yep.
40 points.
Yes, but with the amount of skill points that you have inside the game, you're getting a good like 265, 200. Like, there is a shit ton of skill points. Like, you should be able to do dual builds.
Well, then quit adding stuff so I can finish damn well Preg Lord and Cadwell Gold, because I'm still not done those.
Yes, I know. When you get those done, you will get a lot more skill points too.
I'm trying.
Yes.
Many distractions.
Okay, so back on topic, more to the dungeon. The dungeon updates and the party updates. So this is we've waited a while here. So currently we waited for about 8 minutes. And if you're queued up too, we haven't gone in there. So my guess is we have to have four active players first before we actually group in. Oh
yeah.
Yeah. But this is also part of what I call the generalization, or the let's all be friends mechanics that we're starting to see here. Because they're starting to allow cross-faction PvE, which is something that a lot of people have asked for a while. And I think the other reason they're doing this is because some of the new content is possibly going to be changing in my hypothesis on this. I mean, I probably won't get anyone to agree with this until they actually do it, is when they get rid of veteran levels at some point, that means all the veteran level restrictions in all these zones is going to change. Yeah. Right? It's got to happen at one point or another. And I feel like this is the first step in that change, that you're going to start seeing like all these zones here are going to start working, so we can just come together and work through it like an area.
I don't think they'll change the old veteran zones.
I think they will. I think they're going to make it so like you can do it, because Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild, right? I kind of view that as like player versus player type of content there. And when they put it in there, they're going to have it so people are going to have, you know, cross-faction on it. Otherwise, you're going to have to fight only people in your faction, right?
I know, but I think they'll add that with all the new DLC. But we even saw it tonight. I don't think they plan on putting a whole lot of work into past zones and reworking it so that all 3 factions could be together in one of the past zones that we've had. I don't think they're going to spend their time on that. They're just going to move forward, and from this point on, any new DLC you can work together.
Well, I view that as 2 different things. One thing is like, you know, upping or lowering the scale bar, which they can easily do when they're going to have to make changes when they get rid of the veteran system. But at the same time, again, it's like they will probably add in. They're not going to add in new content so much to those new areas. I think that's the key. No new content, but like changing the scale bar to it.
But they even talked. You asked Rich earlier today about, you know, going back and updating for like the more graphic, mature, rated game, and he said probably not. They're not going back to that old content.
Yeah. To change content, I totally agree. They're not going to change any old content, but like changing the difficulty. They can probably do that. That's not gonna change a quest or like require them to put new dialogue in or new animations. Yeah, that's the difference. That's the key difference I see on that. And again, it kind of goes. What are they going to do with the next DLCs? We'll see. But my guess is that part of this is the precursor to it, because you know you're starting to see cross-faction PvE. This PvP is getting limited strictly into Cyrodiil and Imperial City. This is the first area that we're going to start seeing that. The first DLC that we're going to see PvE content here. They mentioned that they're looking at cross-faction in here at some point. And if they start adding that in, there's really nothing that bars them from allowing cross-faction inside the other factions at that point. This could be the great start to it, I guess is the best way to put it.
But when you go back to your own home zone, what would you see?
Maybe everything would be zoned, or maybe everything would be leveled up.
But then I can never go just squash things?
Maybe, but then everything will be a challenge for you, so you actually can get experience and gear from it.
All right.
Not 100% sure. Again, precursor. Not saying that it's anything guaranteed or.
Oh, I absolutely understand. I'm just playing the game here with you.
Yep. As you can see, the gentle mammoths, the wonderful guards. Just some of these areas are just like so freaking huge. Gives me, whoop, shoot, dead. Well, I think that covers a lot of Orsinium, and I think my eyes are starting to get tired here. Do you have any questions for Chad or anything that they want to see or anything else? I know we've been ignoring you for most of the night. No, Miss Biz hasn't, but I have. So. Why not just get battle leveled to everything always? Well, again, that battle leveling might be we may be the start of it here, but it may not.
That's the future, man.
Yeah, it could be the start of it, but it may not. This could be like the alchemist test pot here to see what happens when they do this. You know how they tweak it. You know, they get. Go ahead.
Can I just point out that same AMA that they said yes, we want you to have bear mounts too. They said that the DLC moving forward, because it was the AMA from when they went by to play, will always be scaled. So I think this is the norm, man. It's always going to be scaled from this point on out.
Yep.
Because they want you to be able to play with your friends, whether your friend is brand new and level 10 or your friend's been playing since April 2014 and he's VR 16.
Yep. And just to address all the salty bastards out there as well, realize that ZOS is a company. they developed this content when they went and buy to play. This is all out of their budget and such. They're not getting any subscriptions except for ESO Plus members. So this DLC, if it's not just made by the people that get ESO Plus, has to be bought and has to make money in some fashion. So they have to add a lot of content in, and they have to add in all this other stuff. They have to make people want to buy it with their crowns using certain methods, which includes new gear sets, new looks, new items, all this other good stuff. And people that get kind of upset the new DLC comes out and their old stuff becomes obsolete. Well, how are you going to sell some of this stuff if the content is not challenging and does not offer you something new? It has to have something new and worthwhile for you to buy it.
And they can't expect you to just buy the base game and keep giving you the best gear.
Yes.
That's not how they make money.
Yeah. But to be fair, like, the stuff that we see in this DLC, augmented with the stuff that's in the base game, is how you make the best gear in the game. Like, you don't just simply, get everything from here. You can, but, some of the min-maxers will show you, oh, you build this with this, and you make something amazing. Alright, build question for Hero help. Hamburger. I'll probably answer build questions a little bit later. We're kind of winding down on this little review of Orsinium and all that stuff. We'll be taking any questions you have on Orsinium that you wanted to see or hear. If not, just go ahead and we'll probably answer some stuff in YouTube videos and such, or simply refer you over to the forums, which Zoss may or may not answer for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interested to see what this is. I wonder if we can get like when we rebuild it, if we can like put our face in the side of it. Like, how creepy would that be? You just see your character's face every time you enter it.
Do you think that sword spawn set will be any good, or is it just a fun set? Well, Hero, I'm going to answer before Hero does, from my point of view. Hero picked it and was wearing it. That's why he couldn't find it. So, obviously, it must have some sort of intrigue, because I think Hero would have picked the smarter set, not the fun set. I pick fun sets.
Yes. Well, I pick fun sets all the time, because I don't do builds the way that people would expect to with min-maxing. But I chose that one specifically because it was something that worked off light and heavy attacks, and I was going to be doing a bit of both. And with bow as well, it's kind of nice because you can use that little summon to like distract enemies while you're trying to sniper them down. Are there new dailies in Orsinium? Yes, there are new dailies in Orsinium. One of the things that they mentioned there is going to be delves that you explore through, and you can do those once a day. Where is it here? 40 quests. Struggling to find these things. There's a shit ton of these. Defeat all things. There's at least one group boss daily quest inside Hrothgar, so there is like quests for killing those bosses, of those world bosses around the areas. A lot of the dailies though require that you have to complete all the content first. Or at least like the main storyline.
But that rings similar to Imperial City, and I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, and a delve a day. Complete one daily delve in Hrothgar.
Is it any delve or just the public one? Dungeons? Or they just mean like the normal delves?
Delves in here, yeah. So like any of the delves that we see out there. Ooh, I wonder if I can hit that. It seems used for high level builds are really good. I might have missed it earlier. How do the drop rates for Arena? Do they? I'm not sure what the drop rates are really. I know that when I ran it, I got like nothing the first two size, and then like the next two, I got some items there, so they seem pretty good.
RNG at its finest, though.
I know, missed it. Ready shine. What style is that? Honestly, I'm not sure what some of the styles that we're wearing are. This is definitely one of the new orc styles, but I don't know what it is 100%. And
but what set is it?
Oh, the set itself that I'm using right now is the Morcolden.
You can probably Google that and find out.
And the weapons here are from the Maelstrom Arena, which seem to be Dwemer skins. I don't know if that's like what they are normally.
That's an intense hammer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it is. It's like a frickin'. It's like they tore off the limb of one of the constructs there and like started beating him with it.
That's awesome.
Ooh, I wonder if we can get over there. Yes, I can. Believe it's ancient orc. Okay. Thank you, iRogue.
I can't wait for Monday, Hero.
I'm sure a lot of other people can't either.
I have a plan, and my plan is kind of selfish.
Just take the day off and not talk to anyone?
Well, no, I can't take the day off. In Alberta, we have a hashtag that says at least I have a job, but I'm not. Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, are you gonna stream?" Like, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna make a special stream on Monday or Tuesday. I'm not gonna stream until Wednesday, which is my normal day to stream, because Monday and Tuesday I'm going to just sit by myself, and I'm gonna record it, put it on YouTube for a Let's Play, but I'm just gonna enjoy Orsinium in all of its glory with no distractions.
So close.
And listen to every voiceover.
Oh.
And I will forum message Rich every time I find a voiceover that doesn't actually happen. And I'll be like, you forgot this one.
Then you can apply for a QA tester.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I think. When I go on the PTS, I'm always... There's all sorts of people that are out there being like, you know, this crit doesn't apply to this skill or not this skill. I'm like, what the... I don't know. But I'm going to tell you if you spelt something wrong, and I'm going to tell you when your quest markers are wrong, or... Yes. But I think you always need that good... mix up, because I'm never going to tell you if your crit didn't work because I don't have a clue, and they're never going to tell you that the voiceover's wrong because they just skipped through it. Yeah,
everyone's just like click 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 click.
Exactly. So you need that good mix of testers. But I'm so excited for Orsinium, and and I know I haven't finished the base game content, and I love it just as much, but this feels so fresh. Just like I said. The dressers are different, and that just makes it feel fresh, and I'm really quite excited to try this out and have that new look, and then I can go back and finish that old content that is still new to me, but just the different style will make it so much better for me.
Yes, I'm still looking forward to like maybe Elsewhere and a few other places too.
Oh, absolutely. So, but I'm just happy that they really made it like have its own culture, so it feels different. It doesn't feel that I'm just doing Cadwell Platinum, right?
Yeah.
It feels different.
Well, I don't think we have any other questions here, so I think we can probably sign off and call it an end to this podcast. Hopefully people have enjoyed this look at Orsinium and can take this review here. As I look at my character here the entire time, and can see my face here as well. So hopefully they enjoyed it. I hope you guys in chat enjoyed it as well. We'll be on here later. I'm probably gonna get myself to bed because it's about 1 o'clock. So you guys understand how late we stayed up with some of this podcast and getting it all together. This should hopefully be on sometime this weekend beforehand, so people can take a look at it. again, if folks in chat here got here late, if you want to see the interview, go ahead, go to the fast forward and the start there with the whole thing with Lich Lambert. Again, I'm Hero of None. This is Miss Biz as well, helping us today. Go ahead and say something in chat, Miss Biz, so people know to follow you and give you like hellos and all that other good stuff. You can find us on Twitch, /Hero of None, /Miss Biz. I don't think you have an underscore in your name on Twitch, right?
On Twitch, I am, yes, Miss_Biz. On YouTube, I'm just youtube.com. Miss Biz, no underscore.
Okay, and I'm Hero of None on there. No underscores in either case. You really gotta get that other name there. That way people don't get confused, but it is what it is.
I don't like the underscore, but Twitch forced it upon me.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Thanks.
So, alright guys. We're going to call it a night, I think, and I thank everyone for coming in, and thank Miss Biz for coming in as well. We want to thank Zoss for letting us talk to Rich Lambert earlier in the stream. If you guys have any questions or anything else like that, post us on the forums, message us on Twitter, take a look at us on YouTube as well. Again, we'll have this on a little bit later, and thank you very much for watching. Meow, meow, meow.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, and cutoff point. Okay.
Bye.